There is something happening inside your body right now that no technology on Earth can fully replicate. Not artificial intelligence, not the most advanced supercomputer ever built, not the combined processing power of every server farm in existence. Right now, without any instruction from you, your brain is firing approximately 86 billion neurons simultaneously. Your heart is beating in a rhythm so precise that the most accurate clocks in the world are calibrated using biological models. Your immune system is identifying threats at a molecular level and neutralizing them before you ever feel a symptom. And you did none of it. You did not choose to wake up this morning. You did not manually restart your lungs. You did not program your cells to continue dividing, repairing, adapting. Something else did all of that for you, quietly, without fanfare, without asking for recognition. The question that should stop you cold right now is this. What if you have been spending your entire life focused on what you do not have, while something that loves you has been silently giving you everything? That question is why you are here this morning. That question is what this prayer is about. Not a religious performance, not a ritual you complete and forget. A genuine reckoning with the magnitude of what has already been given to you, and a decision, made deliberately in the first moments of this day, to receive it with the kind of attention it deserves. Most people will wake up today and immediately begin an inventory of their problems. The bill that is overdue, the relationship that is strained, the goal that feels impossibly far. They will start their day in debt, psychologically speaking, and spend the next 16 hours trying to dig out. You are choosing something different right now. You are choosing to start this day from a completely different place, not from lack, but from fullness, not from fear, but from trust, not from the exhausting position of someone who needs more, but from the quiet power of someone who recognizes how much they already carry. That shift does not sound dramatic, but neurologically, it is one of the most significant things a human being can do. Here is what the science actually says about this. In 2003, researchers at the University of California, Davis conducted one of the most referenced studies on gratitude in modern psychology. Participants who wrote down 5 things they were grateful for each week reported 25% higher life satisfaction than the control group. They exercised more. They slept better. They reported fewer physical complaints. They were more optimistic about the coming week. But the follow-up research was even more striking. When participants practiced gratitude not as a journaling exercise, but as a full-body experience, speaking it aloud, feeling it, directing it toward a specific source, the neurological results were measurably different. The prefrontal cortex, the region associated with decision-making and emotional regulation, showed increased activity. The amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, showed decreased reactivity. In plain language, a person who practices genuine gratitude not as a habit but as an experience, literally becomes less reactive to fear and more capable of intentional choice. That is not a spiritual claim. That is a biological fact. And that is what we are doing here this morning. We are not going through motions. We are rewiring something. Creator, I come to you before this day begins with the full weight of my attention. Not the divided, distracted, half-present attention that I give to most things. All of it, right here, right now. I want to begin with something I rarely say with enough intention. Thank you. Not because everything in my life is perfectly arranged, not because I've arrived at some destination of ease and clarity, but because when I sit still long enough to actually count what I have been given, the list is longer than I have ever been willing to acknowledge. I was given a body that breathes. Think about that for a moment. A body that breathes 12 to 20 times per minute, roughly 23,000 times per day. Over 8 million times per year, this body draws in oxygen, distributes it through 60,000 miles of blood vessels, and expels what it does not need. All of it coordinated by a system so complex that every respiratory medicine textbook ever written is still an incomplete description of what is actually happening. And I sleep through most of it. I walk through most of it. I complain through most of it. Creator, thank you for this breath that I did not earn and cannot sustain on my own. I was given a mind that can hold a question. This may be the most mysterious gift in the universe. The capacity not just to think, but to think about thinking. To stand outside your own mind and observe it. To ask, why am I feeling this? To ask, is this thought true? To ask, who do I want to become? No other species on this planet does this the way we do. No other creature sits alone in the dark and builds a vision of a future that does not yet exist, then spends years walking deliberately toward it. That capacity is not an accident. That capacity is a design, and it was given to you. Most people use it to make themselves miserable. They use the gift of imagination to rehearse disasters that will never happen. They use the gift of memory to relive wounds that are years in the past. They use the gift of language to speak to themselves in ways they would never speak to someone they love. But the gift is still there, intact, waiting. Creator, thank you for a mind that can choose what it focuses on. Help me use that gift today with more intention than I used it yesterday. I was given people, not perfect people, not people who always understood me or always stayed or always knew what I needed, but people who, at specific moments in my specific life, showed up exactly when I needed them to. The teacher who said one sentence to you years ago that you still carry. The stranger who helped you when you had no reason to expect help. The person who loved you during a season when you were not particularly lovable. The friend who told you the truth when the truth was not what you wanted to hear. These are not coincidences. These are gifts with faces. Creator, thank you for every person who has been placed in my path with something I needed to receive. And I want to say something about the people who hurt you. Because a gratitude practice that only covers the beautiful parts is not a gratitude practice. It is a performance. The people who wounded you, who betrayed your trust, who left when you needed them to stay, who stayed when they should have left, who said things that took years to unhear, those people also shaped you. Not because the pain was good, the pain was real, but what you built in response to that pain, the discernment you developed, the boundaries you finally found, the depth of empathy you carry now because you know what suffering feels like from the inside. All of that was forged in the fire of experiences you did not choose. You did not become resilient by accident. You became resilient because you survived things that required resilience. Creator, I am grateful for the strength I do not remember building, because I built it in the middle of surviving something. Now I want to speak about something that almost nobody addresses in a gratitude prayer, and it is the thing that might be the most important part of this entire conversation. The things you almost lost. There have been moments in your life, I do not know which ones, but you do, where the margin between the version of your life you are living now and a completely different, far more painful version was almost nothing. A car accident that almost happened. A decision you almost made. A relationship you almost stayed in. A version of yourself you almost became and cannot even fully imagine now. You are not living those alternate timelines. You are here, right now, in this life. With this breath, something protected you that you cannot take credit for. I want to pause on that because most people do not pause on that. Most people walk through their days with no awareness of what they have been spared. They focused entirely on what they have not received and are completely blind to what they have been protected from. But when you actually sit with it, when you actually allow yourself to trace back through the corridors of your own life and notice the moments where things could have broken irreparably and somehow did not, you realize that gratitude is not a practice you have to manufacture. Gratitude is the only honest response. Creator, thank you for protection I did not know I was receiving. For every outcome I was spared that I will never fully know about. Now let us talk about the morning itself, because the way you begin a morning is not a small thing. Research on cortisol patterns in the human body shows that cortisol, the primary stress hormone, peaks within 30 to 45 minutes of waking. This is called the cortisol awakening response, and it is the body's way of mobilizing energy for the day ahead. Here is what this means practically. The emotional and cognitive state you inhabit in those first 45 minutes sets a neurological tone for the rest of the day. If you wake up and immediately enter a state of anxiety, scanning your phone for problems, rehearsing your to-do list, beginning the mental performance of all the ways the day might go wrong, You are programming your nervous system with stress as its baseline. If you wake up and spend those same 45 minutes in a state of genuine appreciation, present in your body, in conversation with the Creator, building gratitude as a living experience rather than a thought, you are programming your nervous system with abundance as its baseline. This is not a metaphor. This is endocrinology. The powerful morning prayer of gratitude is not a spiritual luxury for people who have extra time. It is a neurological intervention for people who want to live differently than the default. Creator, help me honor this morning hour as the gift it is. Help me resist the pull toward urgency before I have had a moment to be present. I am grateful for this day before I know what is in it. That sentence is worth sitting with. I am grateful for this day before I know what is in it. Because most people cannot say that. Most people need to know what the day holds before they decide how they feel about it. They are waiting for the day to prove it deserves their gratitude. They are approaching life as consumers, evaluating whether the experience meets their expectations before they decide to engage with it fully. But that is not how gratitude works at its deepest level. At its deepest level, gratitude is not a response to circumstances. It is a posture toward existence. It is the choice to say, I trust the one who made this day before I see what it contains. That is not naive. That is the most radical form of mental freedom available to a human being. Because the moment you are no longer dependent on circumstances to determine your inner state, the moment you can walk into an uncertain day with an anchored heart, you become virtually unmanageable by the chaos of the world. Nobody can destabilize you by changing the external, because your peace is not stored in the external. Creator, I am grateful for this day, all of it. The parts I will understand and the parts I will not. The parts that will feel like gifts and the parts that will feel like tests. I trust that both are from the same hand. Let me speak now about something that may be the deepest truth of a gratitude practice. Gratitude is not primarily about feeling good. Gratitude is primarily about seeing clearly. The person who is not practicing gratitude is not seeing their life accurately. They are seeing a distorted version of it, filtered through a lens of lack, of comparison, of the gap between where they are and where they believe they should be. They are looking at their life through a window that only shows what is absent. Gratitude cleans the window. When you practice genuine gratitude over time, you begin to see what has always been there. The love that was present but taken for granted. The health that was functioning but never acknowledged. The ordinary moments that were, in retrospect, extraordinary and were not recognized as such until they were gone. This is what people mean when they talk about mindset as the foundation of personal development. It is not positive thinking. It is accurate thinking. It is the ability to see your actual life instead of only the story you have built about what your life is lacking. Creator, open my eyes to what I have been walking past without seeing. Let me be present to the beauty of the ordinary. Let me be grateful for the life I have while I am living it, not only after I have lost pieces of it. I want to address something that comes up for many people when they try to build a gratitude practice. The voice that says, "You do not deserve to feel this good." You know this voice. It shows up when things are going well and whispers that it cannot last. It shows up when you try to celebrate something and immediately reminds you of 10 things that are still broken. It shows up when you try to be genuinely grateful and makes you feel guilty for appreciating your life when others are suffering. That voice is not wisdom. That voice is a wound pretending to be a conscience. Genuine compassion for others does not require you to diminish your own experience. Genuine solidarity with people who are struggling does not require you to be miserable alongside them. You cannot give from empty. You cannot love from depletion. You cannot serve from a place of ongoing self-destruction. Your thriving is not a betrayal of those who are not yet thriving. Your thriving is actually the most generous thing you can offer the world, because a person who is full, grounded, and genuinely alive has so much more to give than a person who is running on fumes and self-inflicted guilt. Creator, I release the guilt of receiving. I release the belief that I must diminish myself to be worthy of your love. Help me understand that accepting your gifts with gratitude is not selfishness. It is obedience. I am grateful for the version of myself that I was 10 years ago. Even the version of you that made mistakes. Even the version of you that was lost. Even the version of you that hurt people, said the wrong things, chose poorly, stayed too long, left too soon. That version of you was doing what they could with what they had. And more importantly, that version of you was the exact starting point required to build the version of you sitting here right now. You cannot be who you are today without having been who you were. The path was not a mistake. Even the detours were part of the distance you needed to travel to develop what you carry now. Creator, I am grateful for every version of me. I am grateful for the journey, not only the destination. I am grateful for what is coming. This is the most courageous form of gratitude and the least practiced. To be grateful in advance. To trust the next chapter before you have read it. To say, I do not know what this year holds, but I trust the author. Every seed you have planted in private, every discipline you have maintained when no one was watching, every belief you have chosen to hold even when the evidence was not yet visible, all of it is working. None of it is wasted. Growth rarely looks like growth from the inside. From the inside, growth often looks like confusion, like waiting, like standing still while the world moves. From the inside, the deepest transformations feel like loss before they feel like gain. But if you could see what is being built in you right now, you would not be anxious, you would not be impatient, you would be in awe. Creator, thank you for the growth that is invisible to me right now. Thank you for the work you are doing in the places I cannot see. Thank you for the version of me that is still being formed. Now I want to spend the final part of this prayer doing something very specific. I want you to stop reading and just receive. Not think about what comes next. Not plan your day. Not analyze whether you have been grateful enough or done this correctly. Just be here, in this body, with this breath, in this moment. Because the powerful morning prayer of gratitude ultimately is not about what you say. It is about what you become in the saying of it. It is about the space that opens up in you when you stop performing and start receiving. That space is where the Creator meets you. Not in the noise, not in the productivity, not in the accomplishment, in the stillness, in the honesty, in the moment when you stop pretending you built this life entirely by yourself, and acknowledge the hand that has been in it all along. Creator, I see you in this morning light. I see you in the fact that I am still breathing after everything I have been through. I see you in the love that has found me even when I was not easy to love. I see you in the resilience I did not know I had until I needed it. I see you in the grace that covered my worst decisions and somehow still brought me here. I see you in the ordinary details I have been walking past my entire life. The way certain moments feel sacred even when nothing dramatic is happening. The inexplicable sense that something larger than this moment is being worked out through it. I am not a finished project. I am not yet who I am being made to be. But I am here. And I am grateful, and I am paying attention. That is the prayer. Not a performance, not a list, not a transaction where I offer the right words and expect something in return. Just a human being standing at the beginning of the day, choosing to see what has always been there. Thank you, Creator, for everything. For the breath, for the mind, for the body, for the people, for the protection, for the pain that built me, for the beauty I almost missed, for the growth that is still in motion, for this morning, for this chance, for this life. I receive this day with open hands and a willing heart. I will not sleepwalk through what you have given me. I am awake. I am present. I am grateful. And that is enough to begin.